Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first filming of our podcast, Stuck in the Middle.
We ain't young, but we ain't dead yet. We might be after tonight's happy hour edition.
Yes.
I bet you can't, is what our cup says. And this was my parents. You know, I have an obsession about my childhood in the 70s. This was a cup that they had on their bar my whole life growing up.
I love it.
And our featured drink for our first happy hour, Jules, is called
A dill pickle martini.
I call it the Dickle Pickle.
Well, I'll probably call it a dickle pickle or who knows what by the time this is gone. How much vodka's in
It's
here,
very
Tracy?
good. It's very good.
How much vodka?
Well, it's not totally full because we wanted it to be cold, you know.
Tell everybody how to make this.
Literally, it is pickle juice out of your local pickle juice jar. You can get anywhere. This happens to be Clausen
Oh, yeah.
pickle. And it's not the sweet ones, you know. It's kind of the bigger ones. Like, I hope you don't mind my fingers. They're clean. Like,
I know, but
pickle juice and vodka, shaken, not stirred,
Of
in a
course.
little shaker. And you do it to your liking. Right now, this is two full shakers full of martinis. So I'd say there's probably about 8 martinis in this glass, is what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And I had one of the normal size bottles of Tito's, not the handle, a normal size. I don't have it in front of me right now. It's in the kitchen. But anyway, I don't know. I probably used quite a bit. It doesn't matter.
What do you say? Measure with your heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Tracy measured with her heart. Let me have
We'll
a
see
sip.
how good my heart is when this one's over. I don't know.
Well, she did already tell me, make sure you don't backwash. I mean, really. Like I'm going to backwash in our own drink.
Well,
we're
don't
drinking.
laugh and then spew in here. You never
Well,
know.
I can't promise
I mean, I
nothing.
don't normally share straws and drinks with people. I gotta be honest.
Well,
I'm kind of funny about things like that.
me too, but
But there's
it's-
alcohol in here.
Yeah, so it sterilizes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
yes. So,
So,
go
all right.
ahead.
So, a few weeks ago when we talked about our happy hour, we had our listeners at the time. Now we can say viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
You know, we're still small time, but hey, we did buy a kit on Amazon for $99.
Which does have a microphone.
Yeah,
So-
and a camera. I mean, you know, my phone. Anyway, bottom line is that we asked a few weeks ago for people to write in questions for us for our first happy hour episode. So, Julie, you start off with questions, and moving forward, we're going to try to do this like we say once a month. We'll see. Again, playing it by ear. You guys tell us what you want. We are here for you.
Yes.
So, just let us know what you want us to do, other than be quiet, because that isn't going to work.
Well, exactly. And I kind of like the idea of having the happy hour once a month and doing different drinks each time.
Ooh, yes.
So, this is Tracy's featured drink. We will always be drinking out of this cup.
I bet you can.
I bet we can. That could be a problem. But, okay, so the first question that we got was dealing with meddling in-laws. So go ahead, Tracy. You said you
Well,
got something to say about that. I'll drink while you talk.
Okay, good. You need to go ahead. You just got from your other job, poor thing. She was running late, and all kinds of problems.
And I had to take time, just letting everybody know, I put on a pee-pee pad for this episode because I'm feeling drinking and laughing. I'm going to be peeing in my pants.
Well, good. Thank you, because you're on my couch. So good.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
did it
I'm
for
glad you
you.
did that. I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
Okay, meddling in-laws. Well, of course, it goes without saying, because we'd be jerks if we didn't. We love our in-laws, no doubt, no doubt. My father-in-law has been gone for a few years now, and we miss him terribly. He was a great, great father-in-law. I've been very, very lucky, I have to say, with my in-laws. They've, for the most part, been wonderful. Does that mean perfect? Absolutely not. My mother-in-law literally stopped by just now to visit And I'm like, Patty, she's like, why aren't you answering the phone? I was like, we're trying to set up to do this podcast thing.
Gotta go,
And she's
Patty.
like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm in the way. Let me go.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
But we're very, very close to her. I will say that we were lucky when my kids were little. She helped us a lot with babysitting for the kids when they were smaller. And I will say there's two stories I want to tell. And one's going to be on my father-in-law and one's going to be on my mother-in-law.
Okay.
But my mother-in-law, she definitely liked to be up in the middle of everything at one time. And one time my mom gave us, literally when Harry Potter books came out, the limited edition hardback Harry Potter books.
I bet that.
And my mother-in-law, who's a very devout Catholic, very, very, very religious, has gone to Medjugorje on the pilgrimages, blah, blah, blah. Literally, I was in the hospital visiting my dad, who was very, very ill at the time, and she called me to say that she put my Harry Potter books in a garbage can and heard noises coming out of the garbage can.
What?
And took them out to the woods and burned the books. Burned them all down. They were Sydney's books. She was literally, at the time, like 6, I think. She was still young for them. But burned them. And we were like, what in the heck? And
She thought they were witchery or whatever.
well, and also, I had a decorative. You remember I told y'all on another podcast about the reason I don't get tattoos is because I changed my taste and that my living room was decorated like Barney at the time, purple and green. I don't know how many of you remember trivia from these podcasts. True story. I had purple Fruit Loop, purple carpet. That was the look I went for with a green leather couch. So I went to a craft fair at the time, and there was a purple curio cabinet that sat on a table in the living room, and the outside of the door was a voodoo board that was decoupaged onto the front of this cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I loved it. It was artsy. I didn't think a thing of it. We all tried to play Ouija when we were little. And, whatever. It moves because you're moving it. Blah, blah, blah. She also dismantled the cabinet that very day and took the door off and put it in the burn bin with the books because she swore that it was making noises. So now, of course, we just giggle about things like that. She even wrote my mom a very an apology and tried to pay her for the books. It's all good.
Oh, gosh.
So that's my meddling mother-in-law story. And you know what? It is what it is. I'm very lucky. My husband kind of steps up for things like that, so I don't have to be the witch of a daughter-in-law because whatever I'm thinking, he's already thought it tenfold and it has said it 10 steps before I could even think of saying it. So
Right.
thankfully for me, I'm very lucky because he does fight the battles. I don't have to.
That's my case too. Yeah.
So I'm lucky with that. And then I'll quit talking in a second because
go
I know you
ahead.
have your story too.
I
But just
really
to tell the
don't
story.
on this one, but go ahead.
My father-in-law. Okay, so you have to know him. Well, first of all, and again, Patty, if you're listening, this is in the true love spirit, but we've always referred to them as Edith and Archie Bunker. I mean, and you know them.
Perfect.
And they are.
Yes.
Edith and Archie Bunker. I'm not kidding.
Without
Okay.
a doubt.
So Mike's dad, when we first got married, we were in the middle of moving from one home to another house. And so we moved in with them for like 2 months in between closing or something. I can't remember. But it was Mike and I living at their house. No kids, no nothing. And again, newly married. We were still trying to get into our routine. We hadn't got out of going out with our friends and doing the guys' night and the girls' night and meeting up out around town, blah, blah, blah. So Mike had already left to go out with his guy friends, which was totally okay. I'm sitting on the couch and back, again, it's late 80s, early 90s. I have on my little mini skirt, decked out. My friend Tammy's coming to get me. And Mike's dad's sitting in the chair in the living room, and he, was smoking, and again, smoked back in the house back in those days still. And he's sitting there just smoking in his rocking chair, and it's just the two of us. And he doesn't talk a lot. He's not a big talker.
He was very quiet.
Very
man.
quiet.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and my ride came and of course honked the horn back in those days, beep beep, and came up and or didn't come up, and I said, okay, well, I'll see you later. And he looked at me and he was rocking in his chair smoking. He goes, back in my day, the woman didn't go out without the man. And I just looked at him and I said, you know what, Jimmy, it's a good thing I didn't live back in your day, isn't it? chook, and I took off and went right out the door. I was out. I was
love
out. And to this day, I mean, you know, we've always laughed about that story because it was like, I didn't know what to say to him. I was nervous, but I was like, what am I going to say? I'm leaving. I'm not going to sit here with you all night, you know?
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
That's
anyway,
so funny.
those are my two meddling stories, and those are nothing stories.
Honestly, I don't have any stories on this particular question. My in-laws really never butted into our business. I don't really think they wanted to. Maybe they were afraid of what they were going to hear or get.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, David always handled stuff for me, like Mike did. So if I wasn't happy about a situation, he kind of fought those battles. You know, I was his wife. He just handled those kind of things. So I don't really have the meddling in-law stories. They never got in.
What
to
about-
us. They were busy with the other side, and it just. No.
And what about even in-laws? It doesn't have to be. Well, does it have to be your? What about your? I'm just saying, not that she has, but like sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, cousin-in-laws. I'm trying to think.
Nope.
No, I've been very lucky with that too. I only have one
No,
sister-in-law
I don't.
that's a sweetheart. I'm
And
lucky.
me too. I have one sister-in-law. She's sweet. My mother-in-law was always with her, so she wasn't concerned about my marriage, my husband, and
Yeah.
I just really didn't have that. So, okay.
And you know what? I'll tell you too. My mom used to always say, and thankfully, like even with us, she's like, "Don't come to me even with your marital problems
Oh,
because
yeah,
I don't
no, I
want to get
did.
involved in it." And luckily, you know, she loved Mike, and if anything, she would take his side over mine in a way. So there was never them intervening and being up in the middle of it. We just never even
My
went there.
family, I have to tell you, I don't know if that says for me, but my family loved David from the get-go.
Same.
So my cousins, like I said, I'm an only child. I was very well loved. I was kind of like the baby. And, but I am very, very close to all of my
Yeah.
cousins, their mother and fathers. Even though we have a big family, we're extremely close. And honestly, they loved David from the get-go because he won them over. And then my husband comes from an even smaller family. And they were a lot more, you know, just, I don't know, hoity-toity kind of thing. But
Whose family was?
David's family.
Oh,
and
okay.
so and not to slam about hoity-toity people. I can be hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity.
As a matter of fact,
Hoity-toity.
you know, they tell me at work, or some of my friends say all the time I'm bougie. So, okay, that's today's word for
Hoity-toity.
hoity-toity. And Janice's husband, Steve, says hooty-tooty. So, whatever.
Hooty-tooty.
Never
Here,
the-
take a sip just to have a little rest. You need to, because I'm the one that's going to be drinking all this. You said you were going to drink when I talked, and you didn't.
Well, because you had that cup way over there and you weren't wanting to
If
share.
you want to hold it, I'll hold
No,
your phone.
no,
You
no,
keep clicking
no.
that daggum phone. Go ahead.
Once again, we fight.
Go ahead.
Okay, so moving on. Everything was good. I never had that problem, and
Thank goodness.
everybody got along. So that's just how it was. So going on to the next question. I have to put my glasses on because she didn't want to wear hers on top of her head.
Can I say one more thing I just thought of? Because, you know, I don't practice for all this stuff. It comes off my head when I think about it. Back to meddling in laws. I just did think of another story. Back in the days when Patty was, you know, babysitting, and we paid her she was a paid babysitter. I mean, don't get me wrong. She babysat on the weekends for free. And God knows we burn her up with that too. But during the week, I mean, she was my 9 to 5 sitter. Of course,
okay.
I'm going to pay
Now,
her.
my mother-in-law did
And
watch my kids. One day a week, she watched them with my sister-in-law's kids.
Yes.
And, yeah, she she was a very good mother-in-law, or is still.
Yeah,
a good
because she's still with us.
mother-in-law.
So is my
Yes.
mother-in-law.
Yeah.
But anyway, so one day, Sydney, the oldest daughter, was sick and up all night and just, oh my gosh. So I purposely called my mother-in-law and said, Patty, don't come over this morning at 7:30 after you get out of church, because she would always go to mass like at 6 in the morning, whatever. I didn't even know they had it at that time frame, but they did. But anyway, and I said, because I just got Sydney back down. We'd been up all night. She's been not feeling good, 7:30.
Here she comes.
Barrels into my bedroom. I'm finally going back to sleep myself. I've been up all night.
Does she have a key?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she was
she
my
was-
daily baby.
okay.
You know, of course, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
anyway, and I said, Patty, what are you doing here? Sydney wakes up crying. It was a big ordeal. And she's like, well, I even told her, I have everything I need. You don't need to bring me Advil. You don't need to bring me this, that, and the other. Because, again, being the new mom, you don't know what you're doing, So I did say to her then, and it probably wasn't very nice because I was aggravated, and I love her, but I did say, you know what? You raised your kids, and you did a phenomenal job raising your kids. Let me raise mine.
Oh, that's good.
Period. You know what? You had your turn. You did great.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I married one of them. You did really good.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be married to him if you didn't. But anyway, and she's probably like, yeah, right. But I just said, let me have my turn. Let me be the mom. Let me have my turn. Respect
Wow.
me and my views.
I've
And you know
never
what?
had
She
that.
did. She did.
No.
She did. And she didn't mean any ill by it.
No, she was just here to do her job.
You know. Well,
that
she didn't
was
need
it.
to come that day. I told her to
know.
stay off.
I don't know. I just didn't have that. So,
Well.
anyway, okay, let's have a sip. Go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, what's our next topic?
Mm.
What's our next topic?
Woo! Okay, there. Okay, the next topic is, what is the most uncomfortable date you've been on and why? Okay, you want me to tell my uncomfortable, it was a first date uncomfortable day. And I'm not going to say any names. I probably wouldn't even get them straight anyway, because I've been married 38 years and this was before him. So I was asked out to go on a date with a guy that generally was not my type. Super nice guy. That's, he was a nice guy. And the very first place, when he came and picked me up, he took me to his mother and father's house to meet them on our first date. Yeah.
And it wasn't prom or anything?
No.
I'm just asking.
It was way out of high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this is like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe I was 21, somewhere like that. And so he came to pick me up, and like I said, he was just really nice and just really not my type, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings or whatever. And so we went out. We went to meet his mother and father, and so they were very nice, lovely people, very straight-laced kind of folks and all. And so we left there, and we went to the Holiday Inn in Belglade afterwards. I'm sure because I forced that issue. And
So he was a nice little gentleman.
yeah.
And you were like on the wild side, kind of.
Yeah, not kinda, I was. Okay? And those of you that know me know. And so we went to the Holiday Inn because back in the day, we would go and they were doing like a stand-up comedy routine.
Yes, I remember those things.
Well, my now husband was there telling jokes. So David was up on stage telling jokes.
And y'all were friends at the time.
We were total friends.
No, because you said y'all were good friends before y'all got married.
We were. And, we were really good friends. So, I was there to support him, and my cousin Janet, I make her
Are you
come.
giving real names now?
Well, my
Okay.
cousin, but that's as far as I'll go. Anyway, and so we were sitting at this table, and I was drinking we were all drinking. He probably wasn't, just to let you know. And
I'm gonna try to figure out who this is while you talk.
he wore these glasses, like, you know, prescription glasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I figure out halfway through, I'm like, yeah, this just, you know, I don't know, isn't my cup of tea, but I'm going for it. Yeah, I'm just going with it.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
So yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
No,
you know how we
just
both
see it
are
through to about
that. Just
midnight
see
and
it
go
through,
home.
and then I'd probably go on to the banyan tree. Honestly,
Yeah,
you know,
you'd act
but
like you're
it's-
going in your house,
Yes,
and then you
it's-
sneak back out and go out. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
we're sitting there at the table, and he has his
Uh-oh.
prescriptive
I'm
glasses
so sorry. I just
on.
drank out of the wrong straw. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's, remember, vodka is
Mm-hmm.
sterile. Okay, wait. Mm-hmm.
You need to take a breath. He had his prescription glasses.
So anyway, so he has them on, right? And he decides he's going to go to the bathroom. So he took his glasses off. Well, I don't know, to go to the bathroom, but he did. And he took them and he set them down on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited for him to get out of eyesight, you know, and I was, you know, with my cousin and probably half lit, whatever. So I picked up his glasses, being goofy. I picked them up and I put them on, and I go, oh my God. And she goes, what? I go, nothing. And so I felt them up, and I was like filling up the whole, you know, the lenses on the glasses, right? And I was like, so for sure, I got fingerprints all over them. I set them back down. I didn't say a word. I go, nothing. There's nothing wrong. So he comes back to the table. Now, this is our first date after me and
Yeah.
my dad. He comes back to the table, and he picks up those glasses, and he puts them on, and he goes, and I look at her like, please don't say anything. Please don't say
What
anything.
happened?
And he goes, my nose piece. What happened to my nose piece is gone. And I go, oh. And so I dove under the table with her, and we were just dying laughing. I'm like, don't say nothing. Please don't say anything. Because I thought it was his lenses. He put it back on. He goes, I don't know what happened to my nose piece. Does anybody know what happened to my nose piece? And I knew right then and there that was not the guy for me. He was more worried about his nose piece than he was me. So I ended up with the comedian on the stage, and that's that.
So, did you find the nose piece?
No, he had to get new glasses. I don't know where the nose piece
Was he able to drive you home? Could
Well,
he see?
I probably told him I'd get a ride home or something. I don't know. I mean,
Do I know this person? By the
yeah,
way?
you do.
Give me. I like him.
No, we're not doing it on
Okay.
film, but that was an awkward first date, and I just knew at that time that
He wasn't the one.
he wasn't the one for me. So that was my awkward
First date.
first date.
Mm-hmm.
The guy lost his nose piece to his glasses.
Yeah.
What my
Okay,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
on the stage telling the vulgar jokes that couldn't tell now, that was my guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And y'all were friends.
And we
already.
were friends, partying friends,
Yeah.
and we hit the banyan tree, and that was it.
All right, and there she went.
There she
Okay.
is. So what about you?
All
What's
right. Well,
your
you have to
awkward
drink
thing?
while I talk. About
Tracy,
this.
I'm gonna be drunk.
That's the moral of the story. I'm kidding. Okay, well, gosh, awkward first date. I mean, I could tell a lot of different stories, but okay, the one that comes is what story do you know? Might tell Alabama.
Oh, Queenie.
No, not Alabama. The concert
No.
when I went to University of Alabama.
No, I was just thinking.
Oh, Mike's.
Mike's
Okay, well
first
that
date.
I'll tell that. Well, that's embarrassing on me. Okay, two stories in first dates. Okay, this was again. Well, yes, you'll see when I get to the story why it was an embarrassing first date. The one with my husband, but this one is. I was embarrassed because. I went to University of Alabama. That will be a whole episode in itself of my transition from Florida to University of Alabama and just my experience with going out for rush with sorority, not knowing a damn thing about it, la la la. But so I meet this guy. I got shut down in Alabama really quick. I was like a big fish in a small pond.
Sure.
When I went to school there.
Sure.
Like it was pitiful. I mean, it was just plumb pitiful. I mean, I could just tell story after story. So this one guy, because I was not like it just didn't work for me. I gained 30 pounds my first semester. My mom didn't recognize me at Thanksgiving when she came to visit me, and I opened up my dorm room door, and she's like, "Is Traci here?" I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was about that bad.
Well,
But
you were
it was kinda
unhappy or
bad.
whatever.
But anyway, so this guy, and I thought he was kind of cute, but now that I think back, I'm like, dork alert. But anyway.
Well, that's kind of was mine.
So he was in the, it doesn't matter. He asked me out, and he tried to act like he was all that. He was a little bit older than me. You have to realize, I went to college, I was 17. I was
Yeah,
the
you're
youngest in my
young.
class. I wasn't even
Yeah.
able to legally drink. But anyway, and back then it was 18 drinking age, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
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 So this older guy was paying me attention. He wasn't too ugly, but probably not the cutest thing in the world.
Like,
But anyway,
how old?
well, I don't know. I was 17. He could have been 20, and I would have thought he was a grandpa back in those days. I mean, you know, a year back then is huge. Now, 20 years apart, it's like, you're a baby still.
You're
It
a
doesn't matter.
baby.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
it doesn't matter, right.
But, so we go out on this date. He tries to act all this, that, and the other. And I did have a nice little sports car that my parents bought me when I was 16. It was used, but it was a nice looking sports car
I
back
had a
then.
Volkswagen.
That's cool. You know, you're a little older than me. You're more in that 70s vibe still.
Uh-huh.
That was after I was younger. We didn't do Volkswagen. I mean, I'm just saying.
You remember being in my Volkswagen
I do, but
with the
yeah.
8-track cassette.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I had the 280ZX black with the T-top that had the
T-top.
that had the 8, not an 8-track, the cassette.
The
Oh
cassette.
yes, baby. But
You
anyway,
were way ahead. Go
so
ahead.
he saw my car. Okay.
And he saw you.
And he's like, I'm gonna date that ugly girl that came up here from Florida that's gained 30 pounds that doesn't have a
Oh,
friend.
you weren't
She's got a
ugly.
bad looking car. So we go out, and he tries to act like he's all that. Well, my parents gave me also a credit card. They were very nice parents because I didn't do this stuff with my kids. My kids worked their tails off. I mean, like, there was no credit card to go out and have a meal a month, wherever you want to go eat. I mean, my parents were good to me. So, and I was a good kid too, by the way. I mean, I wasn't spoily, like hoity-toity. But I could have been, but I wasn't.
But
anyway.
you weren't.
But anyway, so.
You weren't then.
I'm not now.
Okay.
I'm not hoity-toity at all. Girl, you're telling somebody, this dress is from Sheen. By the way, Sheen, where are you?
No, wait. What
Sheen.
Shein, right?
Sheen.
Okay, go ahead.
To me.
Go ahead.
I don't care.
Go ahead.
I ain't worried about it. I hope I don't get sued for saying the wrong name.
You're
Sheen.
not. We're being
Here,
nice,
you-
okay?
Why don't you hold it for me?
I don't want to hold it. It's heavy. You drink.
So anyway,
Time out.
we go out on this date in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, back in 1982-83, which is the year Bear Bryant died at the coach, which was a big deal at
That was
University
a
of
big
Alabama.
deal.
And we
Yes.
go to, I think it was the Chart House, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's
And-
fancy.
Well, my parents let me go wherever I wanted once a
Good
month
for
for a good meal.
You had that credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
that's
take him to dinner, and he tries to act all highfalutin.
Well, if he was, he should have paid.
But listen, so I'm paying. So he's ordering up the damn everything on the menu. And it comes time for dessert, and he looks at me and he goes, "What are you going to get for dessert?" Well, you know I love dessert. And I was like, "I'm not sure. I don't know yet." And he goes, "I'm really thinking I'm going to get the chocolate mouse." Wait, what?
The chocolate mouse.
And he was dead serious. And you know, back in those days, I'm sorry. Now I would have probably rolled on the floor laughing at
Oh,
him.
yeah.
But back then, that was a big deal. Like
Now it's a faux pas, right?
a faux pas.
Is that what you call it?
No,
Faux pas?
girl, it's a faux pas.
Faux pas.
Oh my gosh.
I've been drinking.
Oh, a faux pas.
Faux pas. Faux pas.
Well, a faux pas might be a lupa or something. Have you ever heard of that? A fupa.
What the hell's
A
that?
fupa?
What's a faux pas?
It's something in the
Like
women
down
area
there?
where it gets fat.
Oh, I know what you're talking about because.
I think it's called a fupa.
Well, wait.
Okay, but wait,
Go
I'm not
ahead,
done.
go ahead.
So,
It will come
fupa,
back to that.
faux pas. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, this is embarrassing. He tries to act like he's all that. How are we going to get past this when the waitress comes up? I'm going to die 1,000 deaths because he said chocolate mouse. Now I could not give two flying figs.
Yeah.
So the waitress comes up.
Tell me.
Thank you, Jesus. She says, can I get interest anybody in dessert? Would you like chocolate mouse? I mean, no, not chocolate mouse. Chocolate mousse. Now I'm confused. Would you like chocolate mouse? Chocolate mousse. Would you like chocolate mousse? And I'm like, hallelujah.
God,
Yeah, okay, so that's my embarrassing
So did
first
he
date.
say it the right way?
Well, he
Or
said,
did
yes,
just
I'll have
say,
that.
I'll have that?
Yeah, he did. And he never acknowledged it like.
Did you ever go out on another date?
Yeah, I
with
still
him?
I liked him because nobody else liked me. Yeah, and he would ride by me. I'd be walking to class, he'd be driving my car. Don't ask me why I let him have my car, because I'm an idiot. And I'd be galoshing in those, I call them duck shoes. They're rubber shoes that everybody at University of Alabama wore them. They're
What?
blue rubber shoes, and they had like, I don't know.
Like moon shoes?
No, they're like LL Bean, like, I call them
Oh,
duck shoes.
yeah.
Preppy, Alabama.
Yeah, very preppy, yeah.
So I'd be galoshing it in the
And he
cold,
was driving your T-top.
wet slush, going to my classes that I very rarely went to, which is hence why I only have a 2-year college degree and went to 7 colleges. That's my first college story. And he'd honk and wave at me as I'm just trudging through. He wouldn't even offer to
Tracy.
stop and give me a ride.
I'd have dumped his
And then I had to
ass.
go to homecoming
There?
with the house mother of my sorority that I didn't get into initially, and they picked me up because they felt sorry for me. Again, I could go on and on and on and on.
we're not.
But her nephew, and he was the tuba player in the band. Okay, now I'm just asking all of you listeners and will you call it
viewers.
viewers. When you think of a tuba player in a band, what is your first thought, Julie? Size. I'm just asking.
I'm
What
gonna
is your
just
first thought?
say a big guy who's sloppy. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
sorry, we're not judging
Okay.
tuba players.
Well, if you Google
But-
right now the University of Alabama band and 82, 83 tuba player, this guy was 7'7" and probably weighed 90 pounds.
Oh,
Not what
really?
you would expect.
No, that's not what I expected.
Okay, so that's it
You
for
know-
my dates. You talk a little
I
bit.
just think that I was gonna say this. My first date, he was a nerdy guy, right? And I'm just gonna say this now, being older. Those nerdy guys are the one you should marry because they're gonna take good care of you.
I found my
Just-
guy, so
Well,
I'm
me
good.
too.
I'm good.
Well, yeah, we're not getting any. Well, wait a minute. I would say, because my husband did play in the band and his buddies played in the band, but I call him Band Nerds Gone Wild. So,
Band what?
Band Nerds Gone Wild.
Oh, nerds.
Yeah, nerds.
Band nerd.
Band nerd. David was a band nerd until he got out
With
of high
you,
school.
with your corrupt self.
Yeah.
You corrupted him probably.
No, I didn't. He got corrupted in Tulane in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
And
That's
then
enough
he-
to do it.
and-
I had a
and-
great
and-
summer in New
And
Orleans,
then
by the
he
way.
came home and I was back here and there's that. So anyway, okay, on to the next question. I got to pull it back up, put my glasses on, y'all. Go ahead, drink, Tracy. What? Yeah.
You drink a little bit.
Okay, she's trying to get me drunk, y'all.
Well, my gosh.
Okay, here we go. How many dates should you go on with someone before doing the deed?
All right, again, if you have kids in the car, you might want to go ahead and just put it on mute.
Yeah, well, I say if you feel safe and you're in the mood and you like them, who cares if it's your first date, your second date, your fifth date? What does it matter? Do it.
Oh.
I mean, really, are
Well-
you going to put a time frame on it?
Well,
I mean, come on now, let's think back. Tracy,
Well-
be honest.
if I have to be very, very honest.
Let's go ahead, hear it.
Well, how old are you when you go on this first date? Because I did double date at 15, single date 16. I don't think that we should be flinging it around at that age.
Okay, say you're honest.
21.
Oh, Tracy, come on, be honest. Were you 21?
Okay, well, I was 17 when I graduated high school. And I was a good girl back in those days. Okay?
Okay. That's what you
And
want
I got
to
married
say?
at 24.
Well, you're a good girl. Not
I'm
all
not
of-
saying
but
that
not all of us are good girls.
But I'm not saying that I was a virgin when I got married.
I don't think you should be 15 out slinging it whenever you want, but I'm just saying, if you're of legal age,
Lord.
okay, I'm going to be politically correct because God knows, but not really. But it doesn't, if you're with a guy and it's your boyfriend's long time or whatever, if you feel safe and you are being safe, I don't think there should
Are
be
you
a
always
day.
being... I'm just asking another question, sidebar.
Say it.
I mean safe.
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 Like,
Meaning
I mean...
protection.
Well,
Like, how many people really do use the protection that you're supposed to? As a teenager.
I don't-
Or an older teenager.
yeah, I don't know
well,
that.
I
I
can-
don't know the answer to that, but I was referring to that you felt you
You
were
weren't
in a
being raped.
safe situation.
Well, I would
Correct.
hope, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So me personally,
Anytime you feel like it.
anytime you feel like it, you feel safe.
Hmm.
So go ahead with your good girl self, because
Oh.
this bitch right here is not a good girl. I don't even know what she's talking about, but okay.
I was a very good girl.
Okay, but
I
now-
may not be with my husband because I love him and it's free reign. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
So, do you think they should wait a month, 2 months?
I'm going to say it like I said to my kids.
I'll take a drink.
You know what? I had 2 girls, and I'm going to say it like this. Because literally, my oldest daughter, and I say my oldest because she was the first to come along. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Good
but
Lord.
that's down at the bottom, and it's
Oh my
strong.
gosh. It's not even. That's like a whole martini glass. That's a lot. We haven't even drank half. But anyway,
We have drank more than half.
I'm going to say what I say to my kids, which is
What?
I'm sorry it takes me a minute to get my words out. I apologize for that. I know I'm
Okay,
not fast
but-
enough.
okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm drinking too.
I am drinking too. We're fighting. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to say it like I say to my kids. You know what? At the end of the day, I view sex. That's the question, right? Having sex?
Well, it says, how many dates should you go on with someone before doing the deed?
Okay.
I don't think there's a
Well,
number.
okay, date or boyfriend or la la la. The bottom, well, okay, I guess maybe I'm mixing the two up because there's a difference in having a steady boyfriend, don't laugh at me, and losing your virgin. I'm just saying if we're
I'm
going to
just
get
laughing at a text.
very candid.
Let's do it.
I used to just tell my kids, you know what? It's a lot like Santa Claus, finding out about Santa Claus. In my opinion, I'm just using this as an example. Like, you know what? The hype sometimes is better. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, it's like once you find out there's no Santa Claus, it's never the same. It doesn't mean it's not good, but it's just that magic. Like, sometimes the buildup is better than the, situation.
Right.
Okay, but
Do
I know
you
that's
think,
not the...
okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you feel like you should wait till marriage?
Biblically, probably yes, because
Okay,
I'd like to say I
that's-
am, but I'm a watered down version,
Okay,
which
that's
is not
what
good.
I'm asking.
Which
That's
is not good.
That's not what I'm asking.
Okay, what are you asking?
Just, do you think, if you're going to take that out of the frame, do you think you should wait till marriage? Or you want, do you feel
You know
that
what?
way?
Honestly, listen, at the end of the day, again, when I met Mike, I always said I'm not one. I'm just going to be very frank here.
Do it.
And I know there's people I know listening.
Who cares?
In my brain, I used to say, I'm not screwing on the first date. That's my word, screw. I'm not going to screw you on the first date. As a matter of fact, I just bought a thing down in the Keys that says screw room, and I wanted to hang it up above my bedroom, and my husband was like, you've lost your daggone mind.
Why? Who goes in your bedroom besides
Well, I
you?
mean,
Your
there's
husband?
company.
Well,
But still, he's like,
I
you're a
like
sicko.
it. No.
But anyway, so my thing was, I'm not going to screw on the first date, so I screwed him on the second date.
Oh, she has morals.
I'm just saying. So, You know what? I try
Okay,
to as a mother, like my kids. Like I honestly can. I don't even want to get into it because I'm gonna have a lot of hate people calling me up and saying, "No, you weren't." But I really was a virgin when I graduated high school, which was kind of a big daggum deal.
Yeah, it is.
Very big.
That is.
I did
very
everything
big.
under the sun, but I didn't do that.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, I didn't
Okay.
because I have morals.
Okay, go to the next question.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, ma'am, I'm pulling it up here. Okay, wait a second. Okay, how do you tell your coworker they chew too loud?
Well, I don't think that applies to me because I think they wrote that about me.
Well,
From that one, oh, look at the kitty. Look at my kitty. It wants to get into podcast. Come here, Kiki.
It's
Come
name
here.
is Stormy.
Come here, look. Stormy, go. Look, you're being a movie star.
Oh,
Well,
well, forget it. Okay.
well, her tail's back there.
Okay, she's part of the show.
You're not allergic, are you?
No.
Look, hers is right here.
It would be too late anyway.
Look at that pretty kitty.
Stormy.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so how
Can't
do
have
you
it.
tell your coworker they chew too loud? Well, I just tell them you're chewing too loud. It's driving me crazy. And I had this discussion last night. I'm just saying, I for one we cannot eat at my house without music or the TV playing because if I hear that chewing sound, I don't know, I'm having an anxiety attack. I can't take that. Chewing, swallowing, drinking.
Do I bother you?
No.
Tell the truth.
No, you really don't because honestly,
Because I smack and
the
didn't even
day
realize
that
it.
we were recording one of our podcasts, well, Tracy says, Julie, you go ahead, you talk first, and then I'm going to eat while you're talking.
Yeah, because we're on the clock.
I mean,
of our
we're
normal
doing
jobs.
it on our lunch hour. We're not
We're off now,
We're
by
off
the way.
the
We can
clock
talk as long
now.
as we want.
And we are. And so I talked and she ate. Well, her daughters immediately said, Mom, are you eating? Is that you chewing? Are you smacking?
Yeah.
Who is? I mean, like they got her. And then my daughter, our first podcast we did said, Mom, I know you were chewing gum. I could hear you chewing your gum. So now I laugh and I tell Tracy, I go, I don't know. We're going to have to be in a padded room. And what's going on over there?
I'm sorry. I don't like to look at a camera.
Well, I don't need that. That's why I have this damn pillow. Tracy.
Okay, go ahead. Let me borrow it.
No, get your own pillow.
Okay, go.
And so
It's like Zoom
anyway,
meetings.
yeah.
I can't even focus on the topic.
So exactly, here we are. So I am pretty straightforward, and I would tell my coworker, "You are driving me crazy. Quit chewing so loud."
Yeah.
What would you do?
Things like that don't bother me. I mean, people bother me in general, and I think
know
I'm very,
that.
very outspoken about it. Like, I mean, I will tell my coworkers, which when I say coworkers, to me, my coworkers are like family. So,
Right, so
I'm
are
just saying
mine.
that I've been with mine for a long time. So
have I.
like, if it was my first day on the job, I probably wouldn't say a whole lot, but pretty much my coworkers are my best friends. So, like, I can say you're getting on my last nerve.
My last
Or
nerve.
like if I go into work and I'm all, good morning, and I have some people in my office and you know who you are, and I'll go, good morning. I'm like, well,
Okay.
damn, somebody's grumpy today. That's their word, not mine. But like, I'll call them right out on it. Like, no, we don't do this. No.
Yeah.
So if somebody was smacking, I'd be like, would you shut your mouth just a little bit?
Yeah,
I don't have an issue with that.
Me either. I don't.
I'd rather be
either.
honest and
Me
just be
too.
done with it.
I have to say, where I work, and I've worked there for 15 years, you got to have thick skin to work there because we will tear each other a new one. However,
Makes me nervous.
we may, no, it does make you nervous.
It makes me nervous.
It doesn't. I've learned to deal with it. It's so you just kind of say what you need to say and move on. But we fight with each other, we laugh with each other, we cry with each other. But if they were on my nerves, I'd tell them about their ass.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have no
Right?
issue with that. I'm very much into being honest and then moving on. I can't stand a bunch of fake BS behind your back and
Uh-uh.
acting one way and then
Just
talking
say
about you
it.
behind your, like, come on, just say it and let's move on down the
Just
road.
say it, because then if you say it, you may get a little offended, but later on you're going to laugh about
Yeah.
it. Trust me,
I
guys.
appreciate somebody's honesty, really. I would much rather have that than fake.
Yeah, and definitely those that are honest with you, they're the ones that are going to be real with you and stick with you the
Mm-hmm.
whole time. So just say how you feel. Okay, let's see.
We're talking a lot.
Yeah, we
40.
are. If you were single, what would be your best pickup line or go-to move? You want me to answer?
You go first. Take another sip, though. You're not sipping enough.
She's trying to get me drunk.
Well,
And
you're
I,
not-
I think I've sipped more than her.
No,
And
we can look back at this, and I promise you,
And-
I'm gonna look like a daggum
What?
rhinoceros that's been at Lion Country Safari with no water for 7 years, just dried up, or a dodo bird.
Wait a minute. I want you all who are going to watch and listen and view, just next time y'all count and just see who's drank.
Go ahead.
Well, the pickles are getting in my way.
Yeah. Well, you can take one home tonight.
I got my own pickles out.
I'm sure you do, Dickle Pickle.
Oh boy, here we go. Damn, what was the question? Okay, wait. I'm gonna have to look it up again, y'all. Oh, pickup line or go-to move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a pickup line. I never had a pickup line. Once again, I've been married 38 years, but one thing I can tell you that I would say would have been my move, it's all in the eyes.
What's
And
your
it-
look? Huh?
I could give a look. I can look at my husband across the
Yeah.
room, and he knows either one of two things. I'm fixing to claw your eyeballs out of your damn head. Okay? You can give Mike a look.
Oh.
I see you give Mike a
Oh,
look.
well, I know how to give
Okay.
that look.
Or I could give him a look like, you're going to get lucky tonight.
Ooh.
So it's
How does that look, though, do you know?
I can't do it now for shit. I can
Is
just...
that what you do? You go,
No, I don't, but I can look at him in a certain way. Even to this day, I can look at him, and it's like I'm looking at that 23-year-old man standing in front of me.
Mm.
I can give him a look. He knows, and he knows the look.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your signature move? For me, it's all about the eyes in anybody. If you ever with a man or anybody that won't look you in the eyes,
Pickup line.
I don't have a pickup line. I don't know. It's kind of,
Oh,
I
gosh.
don't know, that's kind of goofy,
Cheesy.
like cheesy.
What kind of cheese do you like?
Well, American cheese, but that's just strictly cheese.
That's my pickup line.
Tracy, that is lame.
What kind of cheese do you like? Because I'm cheesy. I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I hope. Good thing you're married, because that would never work. I'm just kidding.
Well, first of all, I would never use a pickup line because
I
it's
know.
disgusting.
I just don't think.
Unless I was trying to be funny, which I think I
Uh-huh.
am all the time. So,
We both are. I
no.
mean, I heard one time somebody say this to my cousin.
I don't know.
At the banyan tree, as he walked by, he looked at her, and she'll laugh about this, because he looked at her and he goes, "Your lips sure are red." And I was like, well, "What the hell's that mean?" But anyway,
I don't.
So I don't think there's a. I don't know. That wouldn't
Well, first
work
of all,
on
that was
me.
never a big thing for me. I never liked being in that whole bar scene, trying to club it and all that.
No.
I don't know. Like, honestly, for me, I get very, like, if I'm attracted to somebody, I can't hardly look at them. I get nervous.
Okay, now we're on my phone because Tracy's storage is full.
Yeah.
So, okay. So another question that we had, and this is our last question from our listeners this time, is there, okay, you want to have a sip?
Well, I'm sorry I interrupted. I apologize.
She did.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's kind of loud. I don't mean it to
No,
be.
it's fine. Go ahead.
We're kind of getting down to that.
We're at the bottom. I don't care what she says. We drank a lot. Anyways, so the question that was put to me is, if you are single and you are buying your first home, you know, people have showers for married couples, right? For people that are getting married. I mean, not married couples, people that are getting married.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But what if you're not getting married and you're buying a home for the first time, be it female or male, and and they have nothing. So why do they? Some folks or some people feel a little discriminated about that. So I thought about it, and I thought, no, the best thing to do is have a housewarming shower. What's wrong with a housewarming shower? And then you could go ahead.
People
could
do that all the time.
Like a registry, right?
Yeah.
And they pick out the things they want and put on that. Because this person didn't know about that. And to me, you're right. If you are in
It's a housewarming. I'm so sorry. Did I miss the question? What is the
Well,
question?
their thing was, okay, they're buying a home. This particular young lady's buying a home.
Yeah, by herself.
By herself.
I already have the perfect housewarming gift.
Oh, well, there. And so her question was God, I go to all these showers, I participate in all these showers, but they're for folks that are getting married. It doesn't matter if you're getting married. If you guys out there that are watching, listening, you don't have to get married to have a housewarming shower. And we'll call it just that. I'm worried that Tracy's fixes spilled
No,
this
but I already have a perfect gift for those kind of things.
Okay, what is it? Or do you not want to tell?
It's a gift certificate to Adam and Eve website.
Okay, well, there's that.
It's good.
But this is the one that has, okay.
That would be my
That would be-
housewarming
that's
gift.
your
I mean, she's got
housewarming gift.
company all the time.
You're damn right. There it is. And so we have had so much fun tonight.
Oh, you're wrapping us up tonight. All right.
Yeah, that was our last question. What are your thoughts?
About a housewarming gift? I already said.
Just about our whole questions and being on video tonight. So
I think
it says, I bet you can't. Well, we did.
yes. Please come and join us again. And thank you. We ran out of video storage, so again, we're small town, but we're getting there. We have a microphone tonight.
Yeah, we have a microphone that plugs into our cell phone. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there.
We are.
We are.
So please like, love, listen, share, and we will be back with you next Monday. Because this
Yes.
one's dropping on Monday, even though really today is Hump
Wednesday.
Day. It's Hump Day.
Hump Day. However, I say we're going to do, my son-in-law's going to do some questions and call it 5th grade Friday. We may need to dumb it down and do 3rd grade Thursday, but nevertheless, we're going to do that. It should be entertaining. We want you guys to tune in and listen and let us know what you think.
Well, again, let us know what you think if it's positive. If it's negative, please don't. We don't want to hear it.
We don't.
Nope.
Not really.
No. All
We don't
right.
care.
We will see y'all next Monday. Like, love, share yourselves to everybody.
Absolutely. Thank
Bye.
you.